Hello, I'd like to vote for president, governor, and anything that will take money away from our parks and libraries.
Use machine number 3.
I can't fit in the booth.
Use the double wide.
I think when you make that decision, it might be well if you would ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Is it easier for you to go and buy things in the stores than it was 4 years ago? Is there more or less unemployment in the country than there was 4 years ago? Is America as respected throughout the world as it was? Is as safe, that we're as strong as we were 4 years ago?
The question today has been, are you better off? That's the famous Reagan question. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?
The fundamental question.
The central question.
The burning question.
The big question.
The are you better off question.
Are you better off? Are you better off?
Are you better off?
Better off.
Are you better off? Better off today. Better off today.
Better off today.
Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago?
That's going to be the pattern today.
You can hear the screams of all the frightened spectators.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
No, but that's not the question of this election.
Wait a minute. It looks terrible to say that we're not answering the question.
Are you better off?
Are you better off?
Are you better off?
Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
Implicit in that question is, are you better off? Are you better off now than you were?
I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chump some of this.
Are you better off?
Are folks better off now?
Are you better off?
Are you better off now
today than you were 4 years ago?
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
No, no, no!
Ha! All right, nice segue.
Are your schools better than they were 4 years ago?
Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? The question is one Democrats will be answering all week, though it did seem to take some of the president's surrogates more than a couple of attempts before they got the right answer.
Are we where we need to be? No.
Can you honestly say that people are better off today than they were 4 years ago? No, but that's not the question of this election.
Are we better off than we were 4 years ago?
Well, when President Obama took office, the economy was about to go over a cliff. We were hemorrhaging 750,000 jobs a month. We had lost in the last 6 months of the Bush presidency 3.5 million jobs, and now we've created 4.5 million jobs since Barack Obama took office in the private sector, had 29 straight months of job growth in the private sector, a resurgence in manufacturing, and companies bringing jobs back to America thanks to President Obama's tax policy. So, yes.
David, can you honestly say that the average American is better off today than they were 4 years ago?
Here's what I can say, Chris. I can say that we're in a better position than we were 4 years ago in our economy. And
Folks, let me make something clear and say it to the press. America is better off today than they left us when they left. And if it weren't so hot, I'd go into detail why.
At some point, will you say, wait a minute, we've spent this amount of money, we're not seeing the results, we've got to change course dramatically?
Is that I will be held accountable. I've got 4 years.
You're going to know quickly how people feel about what's happening.
That's exactly right. And a year from now, I think people are going to see that we're starting to make some progress, but there's still going to be some pain out there. If I don't have this done in 3 years, then there's going to be a one-term proposition.
How do you convince them that they are?
Well, I don't think they're better off than they were 4 years ago.
on, it's time for a change. This doesn't happen in America. Maybe Ohio, but not in America. Ah!
And if you answer all of those questions yes, why then I think your choice is very obvious as to who you'll vote for. If you don't agree, if you don't think that this course that we've been on for the last 4 years is what you would like to see us follow for the next 4, then I could suggest another choice that you have.
Every president since the Great Depression who came before the American people asking for a second term could look back at the last 4 years and say with satisfaction, you're better off than you were 4 years ago, except Jimmy Carter, and except this president.